Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video. Uh, Today we're gonna have an obscure or like legal high tier list. This is only the stuff I've had experience with or sorta had experiences with. So it may not include every obscure fucking research chemical you guys may know, but it is all the stuff I know and I have enjoyed or, dabbled in before. So let's get right into it. Our first little contestant, I guess you could say, is gonna be kratom, the good old, right? For those of you that don't know, kratom is like an opiate almost, but like not really. The web like information on it says it's not an opioid, but it's basically like a perk one, if that makes any sense. You need to eat a couple of grams of it to feel anything, but it's essentially like an opioid, right? We're gonna put this Fuck. Yeah, we're gonna put this in the B category. Now, it's a little bit too expensive. Like, there's not bang for your buck because you do have to take quite a bit of it to feel like a high, right? And there's two plateaus or two main plateaus, right? So you have anything under 10 grams will be mildly stimulating and relaxing, and anything above that will be sedating and euphoric, right? And the high is the sedating and euphoric bit. So you're gonna have to take above 10 to 15 grams to start feeling its opiate effects. And by then, you're already like $20 in the hole, right? Like a package, like a $10 package of this is like 9 grams, right? So you're gonna need at least two of them to start feeling anything. So yeah, there's just not a lot of bang for your buck here. But it does exist though. So that's what I'm giving it points for. The high is recreationally fun, but it's a little bit on the expensive side. All right. Now, the next one. For the tweakers out there, for the meth heads out there, y'all probably know what this is. It's the fucking levomethamphetamine, bro. It's the fucking Walgreens Vicks generic fucking inhalers, bro. The nasal inhalers, the allergy shits. For those of you that don't know, for those of you that don't know, this is basically just legal meth. Like, you could just do this shit. I'm putting that in S tier. You know what? Actually, no, A tier, because it is bad for you. This is like really bad for your cardiovascular system, but at least it's not Benzodrex. Fuck Benzodrex. We don't rep Benzodrex out here, bro. Fuck that shit. It's dog shit. Don't even speak on it. All right. It's not even gonna be on the tier list. We're bro. It's levomethamphetamine or nothing, bro. That's all it is. Fucking tweaker gang, bro. So I'm gonna put this in A because it literally just is legal meth. Extracting it isn't very hard, and like doing it also very isn't very hard. It lasts a long time, like 12, 15 hours a lot of time. And one of these inhalers is like equivalent to like half a shot of meth, basically. So you basically double your dose, like whatever you do for like meth. Let's say you do like 5 milligrams of meth, he'll do 10 of this, and it's essentially the same fucking thing, bro. Like it's pretty much the same thing. I remember staying up for multiple days, tweaking, bro. And it's great, but like it's also really bad for you. So I don't recommend that. That's the reason we're not putting it in S tier because it is still like fucking dog shit for you. The next drug we have is the nutmeg. Now, I enjoy nutmeg. I did have one like kind of OD, not necessarily OD, but like bad experience because I took a little much. But I think I'm gonna put this. I think I'm gonna put this ahead of the meth, right? Because nutmeg isn't as bad for you, but I heard it could give you liver problems if you abuse it for too much. But it's a lot better for you than the meth, right? Than the legal meth. Before we continue the video, let's just take a little ripski of the vape. You know what it is, bro. We got that Nick, bro. All right. So, nutmeg. It kind of just feels like a really strong edible. If you smoke, it might not hit you as much because it has kind of like a cross tolerance with the weed. So, the less you smoke, the more the nutmeg will slap. And it just kind of feels like an edible. So, we're just going to put it at A tier, top of A tier. Can't go wrong with a little bit of fucking nutmeg. Our next competitor, our next entrance into this into the fucking like Rumble Dome, the fucking I don't know. Either way, the next legal high we have is the DXM, and that's going in D tier. Actually, no, C. Fucking top of B. Top of B. There you go. So everybody knows what DXM is, and it's getting so popular now. Amazon actually has like it checks your ID before you can purchase it because it's been abused so much. And it's the good old. It's really shitty for your stomach though. So actually, that's the reason we're gonna put it in C, right? For a lot of people, it's not a problem, but for me specifically, I will throw up if I take any amount of this shit, and I just can't handle it. The negative effects of DXM, like the high blood pressure and like the feeling where like small like anything that you touch kind of makes you hurt a little bit, like it makes your muscles ache if you touch anything, specifically in your palms, and the itchiness and just the feverish feeling. I just can't take it, man. At high enough doses you're dissociate enough where you don't recognize it, but it's still a bitch to deal with. And that's the reason why we're going to put it in C. It's just not, it exists, and the high isn't even very good, right? Like kratom exists and the high is decent, and that's the reason we're putting it in the middle of the road. DXM, the high isn't even very good and it exists, so we're just gonna put it in C, right? It exists. If you're really that down fucking bad, you can go ahead and cop yourself some fucking Delsym or whatever, right? Oh boy, the next entry, the Benadryl. We're just gonna put that in D. Not much has to be said. It's some Benadryl, my guy. If you want to see the hat, man, take 600 milligrams of Benadryl, man. Now, for an upcoming favorite of mine, cloves, S tier. It's not super bad for you. It's hard on your kidneys and it's similar to alcohol. So if you abuse it for a long time, it could fuck up your kidneys. But if you only do it every now and then, like recreationally, it should not be very bad for you. The closest thing I could describe cloves as is Xanax, right? It gives you that barred out, very like retarded feeling, right? It gives you that like a euphoric feeling, right? Like your muscles feel very relaxed, and like when you sitting down, like just chilling off some cloves, bro, is like the most euphoric thing I've ever felt in my entire life, bro. Like cognitively euphoric, basically. Like you don't feel euphoria, but like you're just happy. You're so content with your life, just chilling on a chair, bro. Like sitting down is the most beautiful thing off some cloves, bro. If you want to cop some legal bars, all you gotta do is chew on some cloves, gang. That's all it is. Simple as that. Top of S tier. There you go. The next entry we're gonna have is LSA or LSH, right? It comes from the seeds of this plant right here. It's called the Morning Glory plant. It's similar to LSD, but it has a more natural feeling to it, and it fucks your stomach up a lot as well. We're gonna put it in B because it's like a 50-50 type thing. It depends on if you can handle the nausea and the vomiting, right? The nausea and the vomiting is like you can't get around it, right? With like DXM, like if you smoke a little bit of weed, you're chilling, right? But that's not the way it works for LSA. I don't know what it is, but the plant matter, your body just doesn't want it. Like your stomach might be okay with a little bit of like, synthetic fucking opiate fucking chemical like for DXM, but the plant matter of the LSA seeds, I don't know what the fuck goes on, bro. I've heard it has a small amount of cyanide in it, which is like what makes you throw up. So yeah, that's LSA. It's similar to LSD. I think I have a video up on it. It's interesting, but the stomach problems just aren't it, man. The stomach problems really just aren't it. Now, let's see. The next entry. I believe this is kava. Yeah, kava. Kava. Let's put that above the meth in A tier. Kava is similar to bars or alcohol. It's more similar to alcohol, right? And it has like a reverse tolerance effect. It's called a priming effect. So for like 2 weeks, if you take small doses of this, you might not necessarily feel anything, but by the end of the 2 weeks, if you take a proper dose, you're gonna feel pretty nice. I've gotten like stupid drunk off Kana before, and I'm not sure if it was just like a potent batch or if it was just like my first time or if it was like a placebo, but I felt stupid, man. I felt the proper amount of retarded one has to feel in order to have a fun rest of the night type shit. I fell asleep, bro. I slept like a baby. For those of you that, well, none of you guys probably know me, but for those of you that don't know me, I'm a really bad insomniac. I can't sleep at night. This shit had me out like a light, bro. I was out, my guy. I can't like explain to you this shit. Like, it feels like being on alcohol, but like more gentle almost, right? You don't feel as like, I don't know what it is, but when after like a couple of shots, you feel the urge to drive, right? Like you're sitting, you're chilling with your homies, you're like 4 shots deep, and your keys start calling to you. Off kava, that doesn't happen, right? You don't feel that urge to commit a crime, right? You're just chilling. That's all it is. Uh, I admit there's not many side effects to it. It's just pretty weak, which is the reason it's not going to be an S tier. Cloves actually literally just do feel like Xanax. With kava, it's a distinguishable effect, right? You can tell you're not on alcohol, but you feel like you might have, sipped a little some. So that's the reason we're gonna put it in A. It's better for you than the fucking legalized meth, but yeah, yeah, that's all it is. Our next entry, it's gonna be Kana. Kana is it's really interesting. So for me, it doesn't have that much of an effect. I just feel sort of like neutral on it almost. Like I feel better about life, but I don't really feel fucked up off of it. A lot of people say it's like a mild Molly roll type sensation, right? Google says that it's similar to MDMA in its effect profile, right? For me, I don't really feel anything, so personally, it would be a C because I just don't feel anything off of it. It's not a D because it's not actively bullshit. And it's not above DXM because DXM actually has a high for me. So personally, I'd put it into C, but the way other people are describing it, I might put it in B. I'm not gonna lie. So we're gonna put that there. And yeah, that seems to be the entire list. I have a little extra. I imported 2 pictures of meth by accident. So that's gonna be our tier list. Just to wrap it up. So we have cloves and S, the legalized bars. In A tier, we have nutmeg, the fucking edible feeling. It feels like an edible basically. We have the Kana, which kind of feels like no Kava, which kind of feels like alk, and we have the legalized meth. In B tier, ladies and gentlemen, we have kratom, which is kind of like a legalized opiate. It is addictive. That's one thing. A lot of people say that it's not addictive, but it actually is. So, in B tier, we have kratom, LSA seeds, Kana, and lastly, we have the God forbidden DXM and Benadryl. That's going to be it for today's video, ladies and gentlemen. See you later.